Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Yes Dear podcast. My name is Dana Lyons. I'm here with my sweet spouse, Patrick, and it's Friday, so it's recording day. And today I thought we would talk. There's something that I've been chewing on that I thought we could talk about a little bit, and that is the importance of dating your spouse. Right? It's a good one because I think, right? Do you think that's a good one? You want to talk about that today?
Yeah, I think. I guess it's certainly one way to keep the romance alive.
Sure.
One way to maintain that we stay friends, that we prioritize ourselves. So yeah, I and we've been doing it more. I'm guessing that's why it's top of mind for you.
Yeah. Well, it's just, as we talk to friends or people or maybe clients, or it doesn't matter if there's a couple out there and you are together, let's just go more than 4 years, you can easily fall into the trap of, we live together and go into robot mode. Right? I mean, I don't think any couple's exempt. I think we all go through seasons of, holy crap, we haven't dated in a while. And if you have kids, I mean, maybe you haven't dated in years. And then once you get our age and the kids are moving out, you're like, who are you? Yeah, like we hear that a lot. It's just like, gosh, we haven't done anything.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, can I, just for clarity, because here's the thing, I'm hearing about this the first time. I'm hearing about this as our listeners hearing about this, because I didn't know that this is what we're talking about. It's cool.
Yeah.
Just for context for me, are we talking about, is there a distinction between dating your spouse and going on a date with your spouse?
No, I mean the heart, or it's like dating her. It's him. It's romancing each other. This is us time, and it's really. I mean, I guess it's on a variety of different levels, but it's really how we best nurture our relationship. Okay, so let me say this phrase. I would say it's more of stoking the fire.
So yeah,
right?
That's what I meant. That's what I thought you meant. That we're not just talking about going on a date every chance you get. I mean, that's yes, do that to stay connected. But you're talking about something broader. Something you said, stoking the fire, keeping the romance alive, being intentional and rhythmic and regular about staying connected. Okay.
Yeah, I just think don't you think that that's really important?
Yes, obviously. I think.
Great answer.
Right. Yes, dear. I should have worked it in. That's what I should have said. Yeah. Yes, dear. As if like that's yes. That's the right answer. Did I get it right?
You miss it so often. You're
I know.
Yes, dear.
I know. It is important. And it's one of those things that I think just naturally takes a back seat in the busyness of life, in the craziness of raising kids, in the chaos of other, outside family drama or work pressures. It naturally takes a back seat. And to your point, we do take it for granted. And having been intentional, you and I, about kind of redoing that. And it's not, honestly, I can't even say it's redoing that. It's almost doing it for the first time is what it feels like, because when we got together, there were already kids in the picture. And so like we missed that whole honeymoon, dating constantly. What's that?
It's all their fault.
Yes. Well, kids ruin everything.
No, it's not.
No, yeah, they do. That's the title of our next episode. Kids ruin everything. and we're the only reason we haven't recorded it yet is we haven't yet aligned on whether or not we can name them. If we can say their names, or if we just anyway. It's like now that we're doing it more, now that we're being intentional about doing it more, it's kind of like you've. I shouldn't say. I won't speak for anybody else. Like you don't realize how much you miss it until you have it again, until you have it back, and how nice it is. Like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would have said we had I felt like we've done this before, but not, I feel like we're at an even stronger level. One, because 4 out of our 5 kids are out, they're adults, and we have one that's just about to be one. So it's certainly easier. It takes intentional work. And it's not just because we've done this too. It's like, all right, it's date night. We've set Tuesdays, for us, it's Tuesdays is date night. And sometimes we try to do Fridays as well, if we could do it, or a day over the weekend, just to do something to connect. And we've done this. There's a difference. We've had it where we chose to do date night, right? And we go out, which is great. But I think when it lacks, because I can't say it was obligation by any means, because I wanted to be, I think we wanted to be there. But if you're not nurturing a variety of different sides, and you're just going purely like, okay, we're going to go to dinner, you just could kind of even go in a predictable mode. It's like, how do you, right? We're all about, we don't want to just help. We're not doing this podcast because we need to be heard, because that's not true. We're also not doing this because we think we have all the answers, because we don't. Mm-hmm. But we're doing this because we have helped others get to their marriage and be better than they've ever been. We are better than we've ever been. And that's what it's all about. It's continually growing. And so it's like, okay, when we dated and we were really into each other, which was for a very short period of time, because we got engaged after 2 months and we married 10 months later. So that whole, before we had children, 1, I already had 2, and 2, we got married so fast. So our dating period was short in that regards, to just kind of get lost to do whatever we wanted. But we did it to some extent. There's some of my favorite memories. I just remember we were talking about this on our right around our anniversary. It's like, I just remember when you used to put my hand, it was cold out, and I used to grab my hand and keep it in your pocket to keep it warm, and all the little things. And music that I played, there's, a certain song that you said, this, but this song or this artist reminds me of that period of time. And so it was little things like that, and they're fond memories. But once you settle into a routine together, and it just seems like it just goes with being married. Almost every couple, I have yet to hear a couple that says we've never experienced that, but it takes intentional dating and continuing to pour into the other. And it's made all the difference in the world, because, and one of the things that, just to share where we kind of been, is one of the things that I noticed was we kind of have to grow our friendship, because we're just so busy. I don't think we intentionally don't do that, but it was one of those, I think when you grow your friendship, you want to be together more, and you start experiencing life a little different. And because we have just a blast together. And we're polar opposite, so it's not like we do pickleball together and we like to go out and drink together, and we like to, we don't do those. We both are I'm morning, you're night. I like this kind of food, you like that kind of food. You like you like the computer, I'd rather not be on it. All these different things, and neither one are bad or good. It's just we have totally different interests.
Yep.
And a lot of couples do. And it's one of those things, unless we intentionally choose, we're screwed, because we could just go in opposite directions and be like, who are you?
Yeah. I guess
we have.
So here's, as I'm beginning to just understand what you're getting at, if I can maybe explain it this way, here's how I'm understanding it. I'm thinking go back to when we were dating, right? The day I asked you out.
Yeah.
If I had said, okay, listen, I got a lot going on. You got a lot going on. Let's set we're going to have dinner every Tuesday night, and then we'll try to do Friday nights if we can. And we won't, we'll kind of be around each other the rest of the week, but on those Tuesday nights, we're just going to really focus on each other. And which is what we did once we got married. But that's not how you connect with somebody through the dating process. That's not how you fall in love with somebody through the dating process. That's not how you woo somebody to marry you. That very rhythmic, predictable. Again, that like we needed that through the busyness of. There are some people who we've heard this from couples. I hate scheduling date night because it takes the spontaneity out of it. It takes the dating piece out of it. Well, yes, there's a component of that, but if it's not happening organically and you're not scheduling it, then you can go months and months, if not years, without ever spending quality time together, getting away from the madness. So it's a, I want to say necessary evil. It's a necessary answer to the chaos, but
totally,
that's not like that rhythmic Tuesday, Friday kind of schedule that we were on for years and years is not how you woo somebody to fall in love with you. It's not how you get to know somebody to the point where you determine you want to spend the rest of your life with them. It's different. It's different. It's the wooing. It's the romance. It's the spontaneity. It's the playfulness of it. One of the things that I absolutely love about you and about us, and actually this is, you know exactly what I'm going to say. This is how I know that our relationship is healthy. That this is, that when you just always like, is she happy? Are we good? Am I blind? Am I fat, dumb, and happy that I think we're good and she's really happy. To me, the litmus test is when there's banter. That's it. When I know that when there's playfulness, when there's banter, we're good. And then I can relax. And it's important because it's hard to banter from a place of anxiety or stress. So the more I relax, the more the banter happens, the more playful it gets, the more funny. So it just feeds the environment and that playfulness and banter even more. That's I will say for us, there's way more playfulness and banter when we're dating, as opposed to when we are just doing what we can to keep a rhythmic date night on the calendar. It's a subtle difference, but it's an important one, I think.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think it's good just because it shows importance, right? This time is for us. So that rhythmic, it's like it's on the calendar, but then it's like, well, what do you do with it? And I think that's what's important. It's like, let's go try something new. Let's go. Like the other day, I decided to go to a different restaurant that I picked, which normally I wouldn't pick. And it's like, well, just be a little bit mysterious. You know, just spur the moment.
And I think it's just as important when you're if we carry this forward, it's not just the creating the time, but it's also making sure that when we get together, we're not talking about work. We're not talking about the kids. We're not talking about the weather or the upcoming schedules. Like we're actually trying to get to know each other or continue to know each other. And that's one thing that I think is interesting. I'll say the more we do this, the more we do discover about each other.
For sure.
How much each of us in some ways has changed, but also how much hasn't changed that we just never knew. Just on little things like I didn't know that about you. I didn't know this about you. You didn't know this about me. Mm-hmm. That doesn't come out. Well, I shouldn't say it doesn't. It comes out more fluidly, more freely when in the dating process. Again, go back to I think most people who are listening can connect to back before they got married when they were doing that dating and spending a lot of time talking to each other, and that is when we learn the most about each other. So,
do you remember? Like, it was just like, we've been on for 2-3 hours and, I don't want to hang up and I got to go to bed. My kids are going to be, but I just love you. And you're away when you coming home.
Yeah.
And then over time you get in robot mode. You're like, all right, see you when you get back.
Yeah.
And
see you when I see you.
Yeah. See you when I see you. That's right. As my uncle would say. It's just different. And I think the difference is, it's putting each other top of mind as opposed to, because I'll just speak on the woman's side, having multiple children. I mean, it takes only one, but multiple kids. raising babies, having kids tug on you all day long, the last thing you want to think about is now I got to go get dressed because now I got to go out. I'm exhausted. And please don't touch me. I've been touched all day long. People pulling on me, people eating my food. And it's that season that you're in. And I'll just go back to that because I think that was the start of just day in, day out rut for me that I loved with my kids. But it on my accountability, it does take a toll. In that top of mind, I'm chasing 5, depending on the season, 5 kids around. We're just adding to it, and I'm trying to keep up with their schedule, and I got to get dinner on, like all those things. And then you come home, and it goes from, oh, you're my number one, and we're getting married, so we planned this wonderful wedding. Your dating was fun. And a lot of couples do that. And then when you get into the rut, for the wife, it's so common, and we don't mean it. But for the wife, it could go kids first. And then the husband goes from, oh, you have been my groom that I just adore, and I can't wait to see you. I get all pretty for you, to like, dude, get in line. And you go to the back, and you go to the back simply because I think often it's like you know how to take care of yourself. Like, I don't have to, thankfully I didn't have to wipe your butt and, like take you to the bathroom and feed you and all those things.
Not for a few more years anyway.
I'm going to enjoy it while this season lasts. But, and so that's an area where I didn't show up very well. And I think it's very common to women that we lose that, man, Dane, you got to stoke the fire, and it takes work. And you know what? It's hard when marriage sucks, and it's hard to make it good. So why not just work hard to make it good? And I've learned that now. So hopefully somebody's watching and they're younger than us and can start stoking that fire and nurturing. It's like you got to fan the flame, or it just stays a small flicker and maybe it doesn't go out. But
yeah, yes to all of that. I really think it's very similar from the husband's perspective. Obviously, it may not be the kids tugging at you all day long. It might be work. It might be career. It might be the pressures of providing. It might be, it might be the guys. There's all kinds of things. But I think this is relevant to the topic of dating. It's really to the husband. I'm talking to the men out there. How did you convince this woman to want to spend the rest of her life with you, right? It wasn't by making her the second or third or fifth or 10th priority. It was by making her the number one priority. And we like to be so macho, but there is, that again, I keep using the word wooing, that fake macho masculinity, kind of like, I'm gonna be the Prince Charming kind of thing. I'm gonna ride to the, like, there's, that's how you want
you to do that.
Do you ride in on the white horse without a shirt on?
Well, maybe keep your shirt on.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna go for the horse or the shirt. I figured it was one of them, but that's fair. It's fair.
You are all humor. I can see it now.
It's fair. Okay, so keeping the shirt on, noted. But there was something like, again, like being at work and not being able to get you off my mind, or being involved with the guys and not being able to get, and thinking about, I can't wait to call you later. It's in that dating, it's not dating period. It's a dating mentality. I think that's where I'm like finally coming full circle.
No,
right?
that's what I'm talking about.
In that dating mentality, it's, gosh, you never would have married me if you felt like I was distracted with so many other things. You would have said, hey, he's a really nice guy, but it's just like he's really busy. He just, it's the fact that I made you feel like a priority, like number one.
Center, yeah.
front and center. That's how I won you over. And then to then stop doing that because, hey, okay, check that box. Now I can let my guard down. And you know, there's a reason why so many spouses are lonely, are right. They're sad. They feel distant because, man, and they long for that period where they were the priority. And so it's all that to say, men, we're just as guilty of it. And we will always have reasons, always have excuses, always have distractions. Those same distractions existed back then. They did. It really was just a mindset that you're my number one. Like I want to win you over. I want to pour into you. I want to be with you. And gosh, I can't get this woman off my mind. That's just a mindset shift. So the thought of like, well, we don't have time for that, or, you know, we're just not in that same place, or we're older, and I don't know, the romance has gone. It's a mindset shift. I believe you can get all of that back just by how you view the person at the other end of the relationship. Like, is this somebody you want to pursue?
Because the truth is, if we don't, somebody else will.
That is the cold reality of a lonely spouse. It's the hard truth.
Somebody else will. And are you okay with that?
Yeah.
And there's some. I mean, I don't want to minimize the excuses that because it's really raising kids is a lot, and it's hard for the man, or I should say the man. Men go. There's some stay-at-home dads, and women go out to work. So I don't
Sure.
mean it that way, but providing for and working and raising kids, all of that takes time and energy, and we're spent on some days. But truth is, ladies, if we don't, somebody else will. And waiting until the kids are grown is never a good enough excuse, because that's so much time lost. And then a need is still a need, right? We have this need, and we're built for intimacy. And I recently said to somebody, not to a gentleman, about him with his significant other, not for nothing, you're not that good in bed, and you're not making that much money that somebody else won't fulfill what she needs you to be doing. And it's the reality, you know. Yep. It's like you guys get each other. We get to do this with each other, and that's it's an honor. But we just often forget it. I want to reiterate what you said earlier. Like, we have certainly worked with couples where, you know, the breadwinner wasn't always the man, it wasn't always the woman, and the person who stayed at home. It doesn't really. You as a couple, you get to decide. You get to determine what are the roles. How are we together going to do everything that we together need to do? Right? However you divide that up, that's awesome. And it really doesn't matter who is the one, whether it's the wife or the husband who is immersed in career and distracted to the point where there's a lonely spouse at home. Doesn't matter if that lonely spouse is a wife or a husband. It is exactly what you're saying. That's what we have seen for, at this point now, decades, that good people fall all the time because they're lonely, they're sad, and it doesn't make it right, it doesn't excuse it. It's just, you said, just because my need for intimacy isn't being fulfilled in this relationship doesn't mean it goes away. We are wired for that. And I shouldn't say never, very often it doesn't start intentionally. It's just, hey, I'm not in a good place, and somebody innocently says, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm okay. And somebody just tries to be a friend. But that's what happens. Those friendly conversations suddenly remind us of the dating that we used to do all those years ago with our spouse before. I mean, we're wired to want that. And that's the danger of, if I'm not dating you, somebody else, it may start innocently. It is my job, and it's my honor to get to date you. Nobody else gets to, as long as I do my job. Mm-hmm. So, and the payoff is awesome. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, It's been good.
Yeah. All right. So, a quick question on that. because it's just hitting me because we work with, family-run, family-owned businesses.
Yep.
Right? Some are husband and wife, others they're relatives. But
Yep.
let's just take the husband and wife. Anything you would say to them in particular, because they're not going off to different jobs, or she's not home or he's not home and one goes off. They're like in it for those who are in it together. Maybe they work together. What do you say to those couples? Do you have any advice?
Yeah, the challenge and we've seen this. As you said, we've even right now we're currently working with couples who also run businesses, and the challenge together, they run same businesses together. And the challenge is knowing when you're at work and when you're dating, right? I think that's, and frankly, that's something that if we're not careful about, like we can, on our date night, or out to dinner, it happens so naturally. It just slips right into, and this, let me tell you about this and this. But that's not really dating. Then it becomes like a work meeting. It becomes it's a business meeting. Intimacy. There's really not a whole lot of intimacy in talking about a business problem or, I mean, I don't want to say there's no intimacy, because maybe together we brainstorm and, solve massive problem. That's great. But real intimacy.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, as I said, to me, real intimacy comes from knowing each other as people, as a couple, not as business owners. So the challenge, to answer your question, is having good boundaries.
Yeah.
To know when we're on the clock and when we're not, because otherwise it just feels like you're always at work. And that's, if that's the case, that'll just be another reason why you don't have time to date. And what have we seen? When that happens in those couples who own businesses together, where one or the other has a hard time not talking about work, the other spouse begins to build resentment. We've seen this. They begin to build resentment toward the business, because whenever they're alone, it feels like the business is the affair, right? The business is the third party that my spouse can't stop focusing on or talking about, and I'm invisible. And I'm more than just your business partner. I'm your spouse. Like I'm the one. Again, I want to be dated. I want to be romanced. I want to be priority.
So I'm curious, what do you recommend for that? Something as simple as, hey, can I ask you something about work, or would you prefer me to wait till Monday? Or because some of them, we've had some really good conversations, that have come out of that, and it could be that you're just spent and you don't even mind talking about work, but it's Friday and I'm done. Let's just talk about that on Monday. Yeah. And it's not something to take personal. It's just when work is done, it's done.
Yeah.
What would you say?
We've talked before in this space and in other spaces about how so often frustrations grow out of unmet expectations. And so I don't know that I would say, here's what every couple should do, or here's what every couple shouldn't do. What I would bring it back to is talk about it. You as a couple need to express, or as an individual in your relationship need to express what you need from your spouse. And if that means, hey, and it can be as simple as, hey, all right, here's a rule. When we go out tonight, we're not talking about business. We're not talking about the kids. We're not talking about business. And then hold yourself accountable first. And when it happened, because you and I, again, we have literally had that exact conversation. Okay, we're going to go out. We're not going to talk about business. And then before it just comes up, it's not about getting pissed. It's not about going, oh, you know what? I knew that was going to happen. It's like, hold on a second. No, that's hold that till Monday. It can be, we all make mistakes. It's giving grace, but it's also holding myself and us to the commitment that we made earlier. So it's my advice would be talk about it and make sure that you are honoring what your spouse is asking for. If your spouse is saying, I really don't want. Can we just date tonight? Can we not be business owners? Can we go back to the days when we owned nothing, and we owned nothing but lots and lots of debt, or whatever. So I don't know. What would you say?
No, I don't disagree with you at all. I think every couple's different. I think you have to have the conversation about it. Agree with you 100% there. So I don't know I have anything else that I would really add to that. It's just I think the issue is most couples don't have the conversation. Right? So then you end up in this argument. You're like, you always talk about work, or you always talk about the kids. We always talk about our kids. They're entertaining. I mean, we have funny kids.
Yeah.
I love talking about the kids, right? I mean, they're funny, hysterically funny. So that's probably the harder one. It's easier to go, let's not talk about work. Because to me, I could separate it, but my kids are my thing. So it's just, they're funny.
But to your point, that's part of the conversation between you and your spouse. Work may not be the topic that you don't want to talk about when you're out, right? It may be, hey, can we not talk about the kids tonight? Because let's just focus on us. Because that may be what your partner needs. That may be what your spouse needs in order to feel like number one. So I don't care whatever the topic, whether it's work, whether it's, it could be, you know how much when you and I get together, how much I love to tell you all about my fantasy football team, right? That might be, what were you going to say?
Oh, sorry, I was sleeping. Just kidding.
Yes. So
go Jets.
You know how fun that is for me. But that may not be the topic that you want to hear about when we're, it's not that those topics are bad. I think when they become, where it's not good or bad, but where those topics begin to impact the intimacy in the relationship is when we're missing the opportunity to talk about each other and to talk about our relationship and talk about our needs and our wants and our desires and how we're changing and where we want to go next. And so it's not, I think that it's not to say, okay, hard and fast rule. You can't talk about work, can't talk about the kids, can't talk about my fantasy football team, because I'm gonna, but it can't be at the expense. It can't be all we talk about. It can't be at the expense of the most important thing, which for me in those moments has to be you.
Yeah. Well, speaking of does anybody else's spouse listen to their spouse about Fantasy League all the time? Do you count down till the end of the season and go, okay, now, and then it gears up. My girls go, but we go sports.
But you're speaking for other spouses because you really do take an interest, right?
Of course I do. Come on.
You meant to see.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. See, I got it. I'm just kidding. I'm playing with you. I do ask. I do take interest, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you beat Jake. So
I'm actually playing Jake this week.
I know. Jake, if you're listening, good luck.
Yeah.
But speaking, last week I asked you a question from the last episode. I asked you, if you were if you got to trade, the controversial trade that I asked you, and you said the Jets, they're a big disappointment. Mm-hmm. I did what our social media guy told us to do. Chris told us I had to get a TikTok, right? I don't get on TikTok, but we have to put stuff on TikTok. We're just doing what social media is, our bosses tell us to do. Mm-hmm. And so we did that. And I forgot to tell you this. I just have an update for you. Because, I don't know how to use TikTok very well.
Did the New York Jets respond?
No,
that would have been pretty awesome.
Wouldn't that no? See, once again, I don't know how to. Okay, somebody said, I'm going to read these to you. Here's Johnny says, as a Patriot fan, I'd also pick the Jets and sign Woody Johnson to eternal deal, which gives him everlasting life.
Yeah. See, that's because he agrees with me. He agrees with me that Woody Johnson is a horrible owner. He might be a good person and a good businessman, but he's a terrible owner. And that's why he wants to keep the Jets bad. He was not agreeing with me for good reasons.
No, I hear that. And then I had somebody, Cole Houston, said Chiefs And he's going to trade Andy Reid and Mahomes to the Titans for a 6th and 7th rounder.
Wow.
6-7. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
So, yeah. So those were the two guys who kind of commented on that. So I'm curious if you guys want to drop it in the comment section. Tell us what your trade would be.
Yeah. I have a
and
question.
why.
I have a question for you this week.
Okay. I have a couple. But
Well, what is one thing you will never do again?
one thing I'll never do again. Well, I have one thing in mind, but I won't say that one. I have to say another one. And now I'm struggling to come up with one. One thing I'll never do again. Get divorced.
Oh, all right. You mean I can let my guard down?
No.
That's what I heard.
You have to date me. I don't know. I guess that's, yeah.
That's a good answer.
I'll never eat cooked spinach again.
Oh, wow.
My mom used to make us do that and be like,
It was that bad, huh?
I used to it's disgusting. It's gross.
Your mom or the spinach?
Oh, I love my mom.
Okay. For me, I would have answered that question, bungee jump. It's pretty clear. When I saw that question, I was like, that's, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I did that one time, and they're still cleaning the poop out of whatever diaper they put me in when I jumped. That was not pleasant.
gross.
It was not good. I'll never do that.
Well, I went
again. It's
parasailing and I
insane.
went up with your dad, and I would never do that again.
Because of my dad or because of the parasailing?
It's all your dad. No. No, I thought I was going to fall right out of the sling they kind of put you in. It was, oh, heck no. Over the ocean? Nope.
There you go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You got a question?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Do you have any cleanliness pet peeves? Because we know you don't have any pet peeves.
I do, actually. I can't stand crumbs in the butter.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I can't stand peanut butter in the jelly or jelly in the peanut butter. Like these are things, they're in separate jars for a damn reason. Like, let's keep it that way. That's what immediately comes to mind. I don't know if, as you know me, do I have, what other cleanliness pet peeves would you say I have?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you have a lot of pet peeves. We joke about that.
Now, why would you lie to people?
No? Children. Actually, I said to Danny, look, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast because I brought it up. Danny said she's got a list. It's called Dirt on Dad. Remember that?
I do.
We have to have her on the show sometime.
No, we don't.
She'll remind, she's got all the pet peeves written down.
She'll never be on
It's
the
on
show.
page 89.
89?
Yeah, there's a lot of dirt on you.
Dang.
Do you know that?
I don't even know. She'll never be on this show, not while I'm alive. All right. How about you? What are your cleanliness pet peeves? But
you know what?
actually, this feels like a trap. Like you're now going to say all the things that you want me to do more of, or like,
I can't say I have a lot of those necessarily for you. Well, my biggest pet peeve is not cleaning, but one of my biggest pet peeves for you is you were never taught how to stack things in the fridge. And so you'll put a gigantic like pot on top of like a bag of grapes. And you're like, how did he think that was good? And then you open the fridge and everything falls out. And you're like,
Yeah.
what? And I've caught you. Remember? Wives, do your spouses do this, or maybe husbands? Where the fridge is full, they can't figure out where it goes, and then you catch them looking at you like,
Yeah.
is she looking? And then it's like, throw it and shut the door. I want to know who else has to deal with that.
I hate that that's true. I will put something away. It's funny. It's not a conscious thought. I'm like, all right, hey, this needs to go in there somewhere. You gradually release whatever it is that you're holding and make sure that it's somewhat stable, and you close the door. And I do. I immediately look for you. Like, did she see that? Did you? And if you're catching my eye, we both laugh. We do. I disagree with you.
You open up the freezer and everything falls out. I'm like, Patrick.
See, I think that's it's a surprise. It's like surprise, like it makes you think of me, right? Like
all over my computer.
I think that's romantic. I don't think I was never taught how to stack things. I think I'm just better at balancing things than you are. And I'm
Okay.
Hey, it takes talent to balance a pot on a bag of grapes. Just saying.
You're right.
I think it's a talent.
Or like this tiny little thing of like, I don't know, salsa, and you've got these containers. You're like, how are you supposed to find anything? So, and that's where I go, I choose love right now. No, to be, in all honesty, one of my biggest, I don't know if it's a pet peeve, but it's a thing that grosses me out, is when, back in the day when you used like a bar soap, which you still do, and when it just sits and it's like wet and disgusting, it's like, oh, that just grosses me out. I don't like that. I don't know if it's a pet peeve.
Soap gets mushy and melty.
Ooh.
Good to know.
It's like, ugh.
I'm going to start stacking mushy soap in the fridge.
Yeah. Well, all right. Ask me another question.
We'll do one more. How's that?
Okay.
Let's see. There you go. To what extent do you think people can change?
Whatever extent they want to change. I think the sky's the limit for anybody. I wouldn't have said that probably until I experienced it myself. I would have been like, they'll never change. And then I changed. And if I could change, I think anybody could change. Because, I don't know. I think it's a matter of, do you want to? And if you want to, there are plenty of, there's plenty of support, help, and options out there for you to do the thing.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like you took my answer. I often, because this comes up in coaching quite a bit, and I always tell anybody that I'm working with, I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time talking about what you should be doing. I want to know, what do you want to do? Yep. Because it's always great when what you should do aligns with what you want to do. That's great. Yeah. But when they don't, why waste time? The only thing that the only thing any of us ever does is what we want to do. And you may say, well, no, I do things because I have no choice. My spouse makes me, or my job makes me. Well, no, you still want to, because if you didn't, you wouldn't. I mean, there are plenty of things that other people want you to do that you just choose not to. And so, there's a difference though between wanting something and wanting to want something. Mm-hmm. And I, there are plenty of things that I want to want, but I don't want enough. And here's how this kind of answers the question. I would say to anybody, to you, to me, to anybody listening, if you think about everything in your life that you have ever wanted, like, I want that, I'm making that happen, I'm doing that, you get to that level of conviction, and you may not be batting 1,000, but I guarantee you're batting pretty darn high, right? So the extent to which I think people can change, if you want it, there is very little. Again, it may not be batting 1,000, but you're going to hit a whole lot of you're going to hit a whole lot of those targets.
Yeah, and I actually even think, because I've done this in my life too, it's like with things that like I need to, but I think there's a freedom when you just go, yeah, I don't want to, like making the choice. Because I think we always feel like we have to say, yeah, I want to, because we think everybody else wants us to say, I want to, but you really don't want to. So it's like,
that's
just
to
say
me
you don't want to, because then it's okay, but then at least you know.
That to me is the
then
world
there's
of
that
should.
internal battle.
That's the should. Like, well, yeah, I want to. I'm like, because I feel like I should, or somebody's told me that I should. I don't. That's and you know what that does? Then because I really don't want it, I'm probably not going to be successful in getting it. But that somehow reinforces that I wasn't able to change. No, it had nothing to do with. You didn't change because you didn't want to. Not
That's
because
right.
you tried really, really hard with all you got and weren't successful. It's like it was probably not something you should have been shooting for in the first place.
Yeah, tell people what you say about should all the time.
It's one of my favorite sayings. Don't should all over yourself.
Yeah.
Because should is a shaming word. Even when you say it, like, yeah, I should lose weight. I should be a better husband. I should be a better son, a better daughter. When you say it, you can just feel and your shoulders slump, and it's such a. You rarely see real growth and like coming from that place. That's to me that just keeps you buried in old ways. So it's like, to your point,
Obligation.
rather than say I should lose weight, so you know what? I'll lose weight when I want to. And right now I'm not ready, and I'm going to just stay in that place, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Which is what we say inside. That is what we really do say when, even though we're like, I should. Really, that battle inside is like, tell me what I have to do. I'll do it when I'm dang ready.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
well, thanks for talking to me today.
Hey, thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah. Now let's go date.
Okay. All right.
Romance me, baby.
All right. Is that what you make all your guests do?
Well, seeing how you're my only guest, yes.
I get to. All right.
I
that's fair.
like it.
Awesome. All right.
Anyway.
All right. I'm in.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Hey,
Bye.
like and share. Share this with somebody that could use the encouragement or the laughter. So
I will.
Thanks for thanks for listening. See you next time.